Let's study about a new chapter called Electoral Politics. So, in a democratic government, it is neither impossible nor necessary for people to govern directly. Most common form of democracy in our times is for the people to govern through their representatives. So, in this image, we see the Parliament of India. Why elections? Assembly election in Haryana. That state has been ruled by Congress party led government since 1982, but Chaudhry Devi Lal, an opposition leader, he led a movement called Nyaya Yudh and he formed a new party called Lok Dal. This is the image of Chaudhry Devi Lal. So his party joined the other opposition parties to form a front against the Congress in the elections. So in the election, Devi Lal said that if his party won the elections, then the government would waive the loan of farmers and small businessmen. People were unhappy with the existing government. They were attracted to Devi Lal's promise. They voted overwhelmingly in the favor of Lok Dal and all its allies. Lok Dal and its partners won 76 seats out of 90 seats in the state assembly, and Lok Dal won 60 seats in the assembly. Congress could win only 5. So once the election results were announced, the sitting chief minister resigned. The newly elected members of the Legislative Assembly, MLAs of Lok Dal, they choose Devi Lal as their leader. So after 3 days of the election result, he became the chief minister. As soon as he became the chief minister, his government issued an order waiving the outstanding loans of small farmers, agriculture laborers and small businessmen. His party ruled for 4 years. Next elections were held in 1991, but this time he did not win popular support. Again the Congress won the elections. Why do we need elections? So elections takes place regularly in any democracy. More than 100 countries in the world in which election take place. They choose their people's representatives. And elections are held in many countries, even in that which are not democratic. Democracy is the rule of the people. A rule of the people is possible without any elections if all the people can sit together every day and take all the decisions. This is not possible in large communities. So therefore, democracy is people, they rule through their representatives. There is no other democratic way of selecting representatives other than elections. But there could be little difficulty in deciding who is more experienced or knowledgeable. Democracy requires a mechanism by which people can choose their representatives at regular intervals and can also change them if they wish to. And this mechanism is only called elections. So elections are considered essential for a representative democracy. In an election, the voters make many choices. They can choose who will make laws for them. They can choose who will form the government and take major decisions. They can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and also the lawmaking. This is a ballot box and people are casting their vote in this image. What makes an election democratic? Elections are held in many ways. All democratic countries hold elections, but most non-democratic countries also hold some kind of elections. There are many countries where elections are held, but they can't be called democratic elections. So here is a simple list of minimum conditions for a democratic election. These conditions are: everybody should be able to choose. It means that everybody should have one vote and every vote should have equal value. There should be something to choose from. Parties and candidates should be free to contest the elections and should offer some real choice to the voters. Elections must be held regularly every few years. Candidate preferred by the people should get elected. Elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner where people can choose as they really wish. So this might look very simple and easy conditions, but there are many countries where these are not fulfilled. So India introduced electronic voting machine to make sure that voting process is free and fair. Is it good to have political competition? Elections are basically political competitions. This occurs in various forms. And the most obvious form is the competition among political parties. At the constituency level, it takes the form of competition among several candidates. If there is no competition, the elections will become pointless. And electoral competition also has demerits. It creates a sense of disunity and factionalism in every society. In this image, we see the logo of some of the major political parties of India. Demerits of an electoral competition. Political parties and leaders, they often level allegations against each other. Parties and candidates use dirty tricks to win the elections. Pressure to win elections does not allow sensible long-term policies to be formulated. Good people who may wish to serve the country do not enter this arena, and they do not like the idea of being dragged into an unhealthy competition. Our constitution makers, they were aware of these problems. They opted for free competition in elections as the way to select our future leaders. In an ideal world, all political leaders know what is good for the people and are motivated only by a desire to serve them. Political competition is not necessary in such an ideal world. Political leaders all over the world, like other professions, they are motivated by a desire to advance their political career. They want to remain in power or to get power and position for themselves. They serve the people as well, but they may not know what is required to be done, or their ideas may not match what people really want. In this image, we see a political violence. What can be done to improve the political situation? Improve the knowledge and character of the political leaders. More realistic way is to set up a system where political leaders are rewarded for serving the people and punished for not doing so. So who decides this reward or punishment? Simple answer is people. Regular electoral competition, it provides incentives to the political parties and leaders, and if they serve the people sincerely, their popularity and chances of victory will increase by the next elections. But if they fail to satisfy the voters with their work, then they will not be able to win again. So if a political party is motivated only by the desire to be in power, then it will be forced to serve the people. This is bit like the way market works. Political competition causes division and ugliness, but finally it helps to force political parties and leaders. What is our system of election? Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections, they are held regularly after 5 years. And after 5 years, the term of the elected representatives comes to an end. Elections are held at all constituencies at the same time, either on a same day or within a few days. This is known as general elections. Sometimes election is held for only one constituency to fill the vacancy caused by death or by the registration of a member. This is known as by-election. Electoral constituencies. In our country, we follow an area-based system of representation. Country is divided into different areas for the purpose of elections, and these areas are known as electoral constituencies. Voters who live in an area, they elect one representative. And for Lok Sabha elections, the country is divided into 543 constituencies, and it is called as Member of Parliament or an MP. One of the features of a democratic election is every vote should have an equal value. Every state is divided into specific number of assembly constituencies, and the elected member is known as the Member of Legislative Assembly or MLA. Each parliamentary constituency has within it several assembly constituencies. Same principle also applies for panchayat and municipal elections. Every village or town, it is divided into several wards which are like constituencies, and each ward elects one member of the village or the urban local body. These constituencies are counted as seats, and for each constituency represents one seat in the assembly. Reserved constituencies. The Indian Constitution gives the right to all the citizens to elect the representatives and to be elected as a representative. But the constitution makers are worried that in an open electoral competition, weaker sections may not get a good chance to get elected to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. Those who may not have the required resources, education, contacts to contest and win elections against others. So these weaker sections may not have required resources, education and contacts to contest and win the elections against other people. Those who are influential and resourceful, they may prevent them weaker sections from winning the elections. So if weaker sections are not elected to the parliament and assembly, then the voice of that significant section of the population will not be heard. Then that will make our democracy less representative and less democratic. So the makers of the constitution, they thought of a special system of reserved constituencies for the weaker sections. So some constituencies are reserved for the people belonging to SC and ST caste. So in a SC reserved constituency, only someone who belongs to the SC caste can stand for the election, and only those who belonging to the scheduled tribes, they can constitute for an election from a constituency reserved for ST. So currently in Lok Sabha, 79 seats are reserved for SC and 49 for the ST. The number is in proportion to their share in the total population. Reserved seats for SC and ST do not take away the legitimate share of any other social group. This system of reservation was extended later to other weaker sections also at the district and local level. In some states, in rural and urban local bodies, seats are also reserved for OBC, other backward classes as well. The proportion of reserved seats varies from state to state. 1/3 of the seats, they are reserved for rural and urban local bodies for women candidates also. So in this image, we see Meera Kumar, a Dalit woman who was elected as the first women speaker of the parliament. So next is voters list. Once the constituencies are decided, the next step is to decide who can vote and who cannot vote. So in a democratic election, the list of those who are eligible to vote is prepared much before the election and is given to everyone. And this is officially known as electoral roll and is commonly known as voters list. So this is an important step, for it is linked to the first condition of a democratic election. So everybody should get an equal opportunity to choose their representatives. Everybody should have one vote and each vote should have the equal value. It ensures that no one is denied the right to vote without a good reason. Rich or the poor, educated or uneducated, all of them deserve to have equal say in the elections which affect them. Or above, all citizens aged 18 years or above can vote in an election. Every citizen has the right to vote regardless of caste, religion or gender, and it is the responsibility of the government to get the names of all the eligible voters to put on the voters list. Name of those who move out of a place or those who are dead are deleted. Complete revision of the list takes place every 5 years. So it ensures that the list is up to date. In last few years, new system of election photo identity card has been introduced. Government has tried to give this card to every person on the voters list. Voters are required to carry this card whenever they go out to vote. But the card is not compulsory for voting. For voting, the voters can show many other proofs of identity like the ration card or a driving license. In this image we see the election photo identity card.